Hey, what's up, guys? Christian Van Buren here, co-founder of Ripple Effect Fatherhood. Okay, so as always, I always started like this, but as always, even more so today, because I've been trying to get this guy on here for a minute. When I say a minute, I mean longer than a minute. But I got one of my childhood brothers. I'll say brothers because I've known this guy since I don't even know. I was super little whenever we first met, but somebody that I respect dearly, another Chicago native like myself. We grew up in very similar circumstances as far as the environment that we grew up in. However, what I will say is this man that we have on today is somebody that has definitely inspired me as a father, even though I don't see him often. I do, thanks to social media, have the opportunity to see how he's grown as an individual from the guy that I knew back in high school. And I'm just excited for the wisdom that I'm going to gain and for the wisdom and the blessing that he's going to give to you guys who are watching this. And so I hope that hearing the fatherhood perspective from another young male, especially another young male from Chicago, I hope that it blesses and impacts at least one person out there, because that's all we aim to do here. So without further ado, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yo, what's going on, man? Yes, it has been a minute. I would say that for sure. Well, longer than a minute, like you said. But hello, everyone. My name is Malik Evans. I'm a father of two. I'm in my late 20s, 27 to be exact. And yes, I'm from Chicago, north side of Chicago, actually, Uptown. Let's get it. But yes, we definitely known each other for a long time. One thing I will say before you start this is like, I don't know if you remember, but I definitely remember when we was like probably like 4th, 5th grade, maybe 6th. We was at Villa May doing pushing the cards on the doors. You know what I mean? The cards.
Yeah.
And soliciting, I guess that's what you call it.
Yeah.
That's what we was doing. And then it was me, you, and AC. I remember that. And we was just getting money on every Friday. It was every Friday. I remember that. And it was right doing wrestling because I used to watch wrestling. Wrestling used to come on. So yes, we've known each other for a long time, brother.
Shoot, it's crazy. Time has a interesting way of making its appearance. You know what I mean? Because you just
Yeah,
one day and you're like, man, back in 4th, 5th grade, I'm like, wait, what about all that time in between? What, it goes by so fast.
Memories.
Yeah, man.
Good memories.
Shoot. Well, as he mentioned, y'all, he's a father of two. And I just want to go ahead and add before we get into the interview segment. And like I talked about in the introduction, man, you inspire me, and I know you inspire a lot of others. And not only is it inspiring to see you present in your kids' lives, but just the way you take care of yourself. And just the positive example that you set in your community, I'm sure, and just your social media presence. So, and I'm sure once people see your name on here, they'll probably go look you up on Facebook and stuff. So they'll be able to see what I'm talking about. But Malik, he's wearing a crew neck, a long sleeve sweater. So, but y'all don't be fooled, man. He can't even fit in the camera right now.
So slight.
Shoot, bro, I love it. Well, okay, so let's get into some fatherhood topics, man. You ready?
Let's go. Yes, I am ready, man. Let's get it.
All right, bro. So my first question for you is, if you can remember, right? We're just talking about time. If you can remember, what were some of the thoughts going through your head when you first learned that you would be a father?
Oh man, to be honest, that's an easy one, bro. I was scared. I felt like I was helpless. I was confused. I was a lot of things going in my mind when my girl told me that she was pregnant with our first child. And I was scared, didn't know what to do. Then at that point, it made me step up to eventually, after having all those thoughts, and things like that.
Oh, you good, bro. Just you keep
Yeah,
going.
sorry, bro. But I was scared. I was didn't know what to do. But then again, after having all those thoughts, I was thinking to myself, like, things happen for a reason, you know, so I had to man up, think differently, and tell myself that, you know, I could do this no matter what, you know, God put me through. So, because every day we go through challenges, and this is one of the hardest challenges in my life is being a father. So, doing that first, you know, first couple of months, man, I had to show my girl that we're in this together.
Mm.
You know, like you never, like no matter what we go through, you'll never be by yourself or my kids be by themselves because I'll always be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so because I, that's me just being a black man in America, just the, you know, the stereotypes of black fathers, like I'm not that at all. So those are the first things that was coming through my mind when I first found out that I had a daughter. Like I was just scared, man, because all the stereotypes that people, you know, put down on us. And it's like you start to think like that, like, man, you know, but you grow outside of that and you be better and you take care of what God got in front of you.
Look, man. Oh my gosh. So I'm already getting the blessing that I thought I was gonna get. And I could have just listened to you, but I just want to touch on a couple things that really stood out to me that you said that, like, bro, like way exceed any expectations I could even set, even though I didn't have any. We just going off the jump, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
The first thing was things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And I think we hear that a lot, but I think a lot of people take that phrase for granted, because like things happen for a reason, and when those things happen, I mean, that reason, especially when it comes to a kid, that reason is your reward. But if you don't stick around to receive your reward, you know what I mean? Then I don't know, you're just missing out. So fatherhood is definitely, for me, what I've experienced is rewarding if you go through what you need to go through, because it's not going to be easy, right?
Exactly. Not at all.
Yeah, man. And I think the big thing that stood out to me is you said you had to think differently. So a lot of people don't realize that changing your perspective on things, like when you get told you're going to be a father, like that's, and really what I hope we can do with this organization is flip, you know, flip the emotions. I don't even know how I want to say that, but I have a vision that we put so much positivity around fatherhood out there that we just shove it down people's throats, so that when people like us find out that we're going to be a father at a young age, we don't necessarily automatically feel scared, helpless, confused, and stuff like that. Like, and that's not a bad thing that you felt those things, but like I said, like,
be human. That's like, you know, especially like I had my daughter when I was in college. Mm-hmm. So I was a junior in college at U of I, and I was taking my daughter to classes and stuff like that, bro. Like people sitting in the hallways, I had to let my professors know. Like, I remember there was been a time I had to let my professors know like a day before it's okay if I could take my daughter to class. And they, of course, they was cool with it, but just being respectful and just letting them know, you know, that's what I did. And it was hard, man. I mean, thankfully, my daughter was a good baby, so she didn't cry. So that like, I was in class, I had work done. A lot of eyes was on me, especially being a black man, bro. Like, come on now, like, bring your daughter to class. That's pretty rare.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's pretty rare. And because at the back of my mind, I was thinking like, it's responsibilities, man. You gotta take it. Like, this is all, like you said, a reward. You know, because they gonna look back at these moments and they're gonna be, you was there for me, ups and downs. So that's why I want to be with my kids.
Wow. So, and I would just say one more thing, and I'm gonna get into the next question, because I don't want to take away from what you said, but like, just for everybody watching, like, I had no prior knowledge that this man was taking his daughter to class. right? And so I just hope that right there, when you were able, because for me, as soon as you said that, I started painting a picture in my head of you sitting in a college class with your baby girl and just a bunch of other college students around you. And the thing, I don't know, man, I'm gonna just leave that there because I know that a lot of people listening to this and looking at you now. And how old is your daughter now?
She's going to be 7 this year.
She's gonna be 7. And
Yeah,
this was how
birthday
many
in
years
October.
ago?
This was when she was first born, so the first 3 months. So yeah, let me say there, 3 months, yo, and I was not just a class, but I was going around campus with her because I had to go to my advisory classes,
Yeah.
like to go check with my mentor and stuff like that, like to make sure my schedule's good. Like it wasn't just one class. I'm going back home. Then on top of that, I was driving, so I had to find parking. It's hard to find parking on campus. I used to park far away. Carry this didn't have no stroller by the way. Carry about a car seat and just brought it to class. Like it was just something I was like I can do. Like, and it happened for a reason, man. It
Yeah.
definitely happened for a reason.
Man, all right. So I just hope you guys are listening. And I hope somebody who's listening shares this with somebody you know needs to hear it, right? Because we all know people who need to hear positivity around fatherhood. So I hope you guys share this. Even if you share this one little segment of the video, share this with somebody that needs to hear it. That was powerful, bro. That was powerful. And we could talk for the whole 30, 40 minutes on that question alone and your experience, but we're not going to because I got some more questions to ask you. Okay. So,
Okay, let's go.
all right, bro. So fast forward to your kids now. In what ways has fatherhood impacted your life now that you have 2 kids?
Man, it impacted my life very emotionally. Like I became more sensitive to like certain situations that I'll probably get angry about. It just helped me relieve my anxiety, if I could say. Like having kids, like when I come home to them, like I feel good, and it's like after a long day of work, it's just they are a blessing to me, man. Like when I just look at them and sometimes I just cry because that's my seed, and it's just them looking at me. I know they can tell, like, I'm a good dad, and it's what I do for them, what I tell them, and things like that. But very emotionally in life, like I be like not that hardcore dude, you know how it was in high school and stuff like that. Like I just like I have to think before I do things out in the real world, because that stuff can affect you.
Right.
Like you can't argue anybody or everybody out in the streets. You got to think about. You got to be a positive impact. Yeah. So, because that stuff can affect you, and it can affect the kids, and they just got me thinking differently how to maneuver around the world. Compared if I didn't have kids, because if I didn't have kids, who knows where I'd be at, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I was just the mind, just being from Chicago. I was young. I was doing little reckless things. But just having kids and stuff like that, they can change you for the better. But sometimes I would say this, it can change you for the better or for the worse. Some people fold when they have kids. I know a lot, some people that had kids and just, they're not there. They just don't want to be there. Because it's like, they don't have that. It's all the mentality. You got to think about, you just can't be selfish. You got to think about the kids, man, and how it's just going to impact them in life.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say for your question, just to affect me emotionally and more sensitive in the real world.
Man, bro, that's powerful. Because I mean, and the main thing that I get from that is like you said, it helps you think, or it forces you to think differently, and make decisions differently. And so, bro, I think that's powerful. Something that I definitely want to touch on real quick that now that I have a kid, like I fully relate with was that you said it relieves your anxiety. So like for me, you go through I struggle with things like, I mean, I don't even know what it is. Like it could be
trial tribulations.
Yeah, exactly. Trials and tribulations that we go through on a daily basis. When I when I get home and when I see my son and when I go hold him, like that anxiety goes away, even if it's for that little moment, right?
Yep, exactly. No, you're not lying, man. Like just having, bro, I come home and my daughter is just there when I open the door, just like daddy, you know. And then my son do the same thing. So it's like just the look on their face to know that you know they that you're in the presence at that moment. It's everything, you know. Like it definitely relieve anxiety and just make you forget what you've been going through.
Yeah,
So you're
man.
right, man.
I love that. And I definitely hope people were listening to that part. And so, okay, so this one I want to ask you. So, based on your experience from your childhood, with your own experience of fatherhood, how has it impacted your approach to fatherhood now that you're a man yourself?
It made me become more wise and like how do things around them and things like that. So like for instance, I'm all about fitness. So I want to see them that fitness is important in life. I also like when it comes to food, that's also I try to impact on what I eat because my daughter she don't eat pork, she don't eat beef, and she don't eat the pork and beef. So
Mhm.
she only eat turkey and a lot of veggie stuff though. So she damn near vegetarian because she barely eat turkey,
Yeah,
but we try to cut that off. But anyway, it's
yeah,
really like how I watch my diet around them and things like that because they see that.
yeah,
And so when I was growing up, it was a lot of greasy food, a lot of fried food and stuff like that, which is good, but it's also bad for you. You know, a lot of heart disease and things like that. So it's like I really try to watch. I try to change that, and then like so when I do my diet, when I cook, it's like I'm cooking a lot of baked chicken, a lot of veggies and stuff like that. You do it young, so when they're young, they gonna want to get that when they get older. Because my daughter loves like fruits, vegetables. Like she'll take that over some chips, man.
yeah.
Like she loves blueberries, raspberries, bananas. Like she loves fruit and vegetables. She'll take guacamole over like a piece of cake, which is weird to me.
Nice.
So so health is definitely a benefit because just me growing up with like a lot of fried food in the family and things like that. I used to eat 4 hot dogs when I was younger, which is very unhealthy and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So just just diet and nutrition and health is like I'm trying to put really on my kids.
Nice. Nice. That's, hey man, I feel you on that. You know what I mean? And that's something that I've also been trying to do myself is, you know, but at the same time, like you said, like we have to do it ourselves in order to really to
They
put
see
that
you,
lesson.
man.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like we have to be that example for them. And
Yep, yep.
so dude, like that's powerful. And I think that you just spoke to a lot of parents out there watching this.
And then on top of that, to make it more easier, my girl she's a vegetarian,
Okay.
so she don't eat. So it's like, yeah, I'd probably eat some meat, but I'm not gonna lie, she do a lot of the cooking. So it's like she gonna cook a lot of veggie stuff. So I'm cool, whatever, as long as food. So and plus it's healthy for you. So it's like that's also impact too. You know, I guess a benefit for my girl being a vegetarian because when I'm not around, I know she's not gonna make a hamburger or nothing like that. She'll probably do like a smoothie or
Yeah.
some banana chips, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a benefit, and
Man.
that's what helps help them grow, man.
Yes, I love that. And I will say that I don't have a degree at all. Okay. I don't have a degree at all, but I definitely don't have a degree in physical health or diets, nutrition and stuff like that. However, I do know that I've read and heard somewhere, maybe somebody watching this can validate or give us a source, but when you eat healthy, right, it's also good for your mental health, right?
Of course, of
You know,
course.
and so I think that that's important that you're doing that as a father because you know, mental health, especially at a kid's, like when you're a kid, like it's important to protect that, but even more so as you're getting older and you're getting more exposed to the world that we live in, you know. And so I think that as a father that you're doing that in their lives so young, I mean, it speaks volumes. And you know, we talked about earlier, we talked about time, and we talked about things happening for a reason, and that reason being the reward. And the reward of fatherhood is not just a reward that comes with, and there's not like a finish line that you cross. Like it's a daily reward. It's a reward that comes like over and over and over again. And so the things that you do now with their diet and stuff, like the reward from that will
Long
come.
term.
Yeah, exactly. Long
The
term.
average American is overweight, man. I,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing that over here. Like I don't a typical American consider overweight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but that's just what I gotta
Hey man, I love it. I love it. Awareness to your physical health, your nutrition, and your mental health is important. And I like that you make that a value in your role as a father. So, speaking of health, I guess this question kind of ties into the same one, but if you have some more that you want to put on there, I guess maybe more specifically to working out and why it's so important to you. But since you're so dedicated to your physical health, right? Like how important is that awareness that you have um, in your role as a father? The awareness that you need to be in shape and healthy. How important is that as your role in your role as a father?
Well, one, I work out 6 times a week. Let me say that. I
Six
work
times.
out in the mornings. I usually wake up at 5. So I try to be at the gym at 5:30. So I work out from 5:30 to 7:30. And after I usually do that, I take my son, get him ready, and I drop him off to daycare. And after that, I go to work. That's just an example of my morning. But what I do 5 times out of 7 days out the week. And so the one thing that me waking up early every day, going to the gym, being active, it teaches me consistency. So when I'm consistent with that, I'll be consistent in my mental health. I'll be consistent of being a father, a good father. It's like you said, it helps you with the mental health, and it just improves your mood.
Mhm.
So me just being that and just seeing changes in my body, it really helps me because I feel better, I look better, and I mean just growing up, man. Like I never was into. I guess you say I'm bodybuilding right now.
Yeah.
So like I never had like muscles or nothing like that. I was tall and like
Yeah.
so. But me having kids and just realizing like the average American is overweight. Like I want to take care of my. I want to live longer. You know, like I want to not have like certain things in my body that don't even go in your body. Like for instance, like McDonald's, we don't do that. We don't eat
Yeah.
McDonald's. Like I mean, I'm not judging no parent that do, but it's just like I'm so strict about that. Me and my girl are so strict about that. It's like we really care about our health,
Mhm.
and we do a lot of organic things on top of that too, because your health is your wealth.
Yes.
Wealth is health, or is the other way around? Either or, it works. But I'm just saying, like, if you can take care of your body every day, push yourself, even though days that you can't do it, man, you can go through a lot in life, whatever God got for you, for real. Because it's like there's certain days I don't want to wake up early, but that's the time I have to myself. So I take advantage of that. So I tell in the back of my head, like, get up because this is the time where I relieve stress. Because
Yeah.
I do be stressed out. And then it do help with your mental health. So, but when I hit that gym, as soon as I step in, all my stress is gone because it's a moment to myself of taking care and treating your body well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I accomplish that, it's a reward. And then when my kids see that, they go like, "Oh, daddy was working out." Like, so when they start getting to sports, they already know what to do. They already more athletic. It's because they take care of their body at a young age. I didn't start taking care of my body. I didn't start working out until, let me say the end of my senior year of high school. That's when I started working out. Yeah, like so that's why I really started working out because I'm not gonna lie, when I was going to college, I was like, man, I want to look good for the ladies. So
Yeah.
Let me get my body right. But it became more than that because when you start seeing changes in your body, you start improving better in your training. You just become better, and you could do better in the world. Like I'm all about manifestation. So, like when I wake up in the morning, I meditate for a little bit just to help with my breathing and things like that, and it makes me feel better.
Yes.
So when I do that, I go up, get up, I feel like a brand new person. Because I'm also trying to. The reason I do that is because a lot of people like to look on their phones, and we real strict about screen time. So like I try to not be on my phone in the morning. The first time I really be on my phone is like 2 hours after I wake up.
Okay.
Like, cause it's also discipline. And if you can discipline yourself and while you're training, working out, getting out to health and fitness like that, you can discipline yourself doing anything. And the most challenges in life is being a father. I will always say that. Like, cause this is not planned. Some might be, but overall it's not planned. And it's like, it happens. And when it happens for a reason, like I said, it's so easy to say, but it's so true because you can go through any obstacle that God got for you. And the thing is, I always say this, people always say they fall. Like I fail. No, you didn't fall. You only tripped. So keep it moving, keep it going. It's all about motivation, like, because everybody can have it worse than you. So I always tell myself that. And then I'm very blessed because when I'm in the gym, I feel good. I come back home, my mood is great. Kids love to see me. It's just, I feel like if I don't get my workout in, my schedule is off, it's just not the same. I go by a schedule, man. I've been going by a schedule. And the thing is, like, when you become a father, you got to have a schedule.
Yeah.
And, like, you can't do what you want to do, like how you, before you was a father, you know? So I realized the only time I have is in the morning. After that is either work, and after work, I got to spend time with the family. You know what I mean? So that's how I go by it. So hopefully that answers your question.
Man, that adds up. Man, look, you, like I told you when we first started this, like a big reason why I do these is absolutely to get this content out there so that it blesses somebody. Like that's the main reason why I do these. But also I want to gain something from these too, which is why people see me take notes. But I couldn't even really take I'm gonna have to rewatch this part because I was just listening to you. You know what I mean? And a lot of the things that you were saying about manifestation, about meditating, about the time in the morning being the time that you have to yourself, like a lot of that stuff, bro, is stuff that I've also been trying to do in my life, right? But a key word that you used in this interview that I hope people have picked up on is consistency. Right. And the way you relate consistency to the things that you do is if you're consistent with those things that you do to make yourself feel better, to make yourself perform better throughout the day, to make yourself available for your kids, those things that you do, if you can do them consistently, if you can apply consistency to those things, then you can tackle anything that God will throw at you. And I think that's so powerful that you say that, bro, because like, and I'm gonna just put it out there, like, especially in my life lately, like I've been feeling pressure and I'm not gonna go into it, you know what I'm saying? But as a father, we do, right?
I get it. Yeah, you feel pressure. Well, me personally, I feel the pressure because if things go wrong, it's on me. Yeah. And you have to get your mind. It's all in the world. It's all a mental game. You got to tell yourself that you can do. You don't stress about the things you can't control. That's what people do. They stress about things they can't control. You got to step that aside and you got to rewind. And that's why I meditate. You know, because I feel that pressure on me. You know, I feel like, man, you know, especially with the pandemic, man, my girl was, man, when the pandemic first happened, like, she was just looking on social, like on the news every day, just worrying. And I told her this, we can't control this. I got you. We're going to do the best we can and we're going to move forward. Yeah, that might just be so simple to say or whatever, but it's like, when you had that mindset, whatever comes your way, you already ready. Right. You know what I mean? Because you already mentally prepared. And I always like to give positive energy. So I'm not going to tell her, oh man, we're screwed or nothing like that. I'm going to tell her, like, we're going to get through whatever in front of us.
Right.
And this is something we can't control, and we're going to do it because I said so.
Right.
You know, you gotta be that man, and that's who I am, man. That's exactly who I am.
Man, dude. Well, and what I love about this is we're able to put this content out there. So for me, even though we're recording, it's just me and you, and we're gonna post it later. Like I look at these videos like we're on like just live, like on Facebook Live, and people are watching. And so I know people are really gonna be blessed from what you just said. Me personally, I haven't been consistent with meditating, but after this video, I will make it a point to be more consistent with meditating, right? Taking that time, even if it's 5-10 minutes in the morning, as soon as I get up, to just collect myself mentally, because this is where it all starts, right? Like, especially in the morning, like with anything, any decision that you make, any action that you take, anything in your life, it starts up here, and then it gets filtered out everywhere else.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
That's powerful. I love that. You know, this ain't common. This ain't common for two young men from Chicago, you know what I'm saying, to have these kinds of conversations, you know? Man, I'm blessed, bro. And I'm like I told you before, like I'm super happy that and I'm not even done asking. I got a couple more questions for you, but I'm super thankful that I'm super thankful for you, bro, for taking this time, because this is really
God put people in your life for a reason, man.
Yes.
Even though you always gotta. We've known each other for a long time. This is the sign that God is why we become. I'll say brothers.
Yeah.
You're stronger than a friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always think God put people in your life for a reason.
Hey, amen. And that reason is rewarding if you stay the course. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Dude, you just taught me that today, man. I'm gonna write that on my board. Tell you right now, man. Okay, so all right. So if well, you know what? I'm gonna just ask you this one, man, because I think this one is really powerful, and I know that you have a lot of wisdom to give. So what are some things that you would say fatherhood has taught you about yourself?
Patience. One thing I've growing up, never patient, very selfish. I would say that I was selfish. But that's what father taught me, because when I had my kids, it teach you how to be patient. You know, when they be crying and things like that, that takes patience, man, for you not to just flip off because you're not used to that. And me growing up in the household, I'm not gonna lie, my mom was always yelling. Like, that's just what it is. And it's like, I don't want to be that person. You know, I don't want to be that parent just yelling at my kids, even though my mom did me right. Let me just say that. But I don't want to be that parent. I think differently. So it's like, one thing in life that my kids taught me is being patient and just being strong, man. Like, because I have to be strong becoming a father, man. Like, you start thinking, like I said at the beginning of the video, like when I first found out, I was thinking a lot of things, but it wasn't strong, I'll tell you that. But me going through my kids and things like that, watching them grow, you start becoming stronger every second of the day. You with them and things like that. Because it takes a real man for you to be there with your kids and supporting them. Mm-hmm. You know, a real father. Because not a lot of, you know, there's a lot of stereotypical, not a lot of single black moms out there.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And I want to outgrow that. So when I hear that stereotype, that's also another reason that motivates me to do what I do, because I don't want to reach that stereotype. I want to live, like, be better than that. Mm-hmm. Because let's reverse the roles. Like, I don't like that stereotype. Mm-hmm. So I want to show people out there, like, yes, I'm a father too. Like, I'm with my girl, both kids with her. Yeah. I would definitely say that. Like, I just want to be a good father role and just change that narrative about black fathers or black dads, I guess you could say. Because a father is stronger than a dad, I feel like.
Yes. you know, man, and I have a note up here, and I don't know, I did this. I wrote an arrow all the way down to the bottom of the page because I wanted to touch on that earlier, but I forgot to because you talked earlier about the stereotype about Black fathers and I mean, and I don't know what the numbers are, you know, worldwide, but I do know you know, especially in Chicago, it was common for me to have friends who also didn't have their fathers present, right?
Yeah.
And so, and most of those friends were Black, like myself. And so
Exactly.
I grew up knowing the stereotype without even going on Google and actually looking it up to verify it as a fact. I grew up, and you too, most of us do grow up knowing the fact that a lot of African American households are fatherless, right?
Exactly.
And so and of course it's not always by choice, right? However, a lot of it, I don't know the numbers, but a lot of it is a lot of what I experience is the fathers chose not to be there, right? And
Yeah,
so
no, you're right. You're
yeah,
right. You
yeah,
know, because they can't handle it, and that's just what it is. And I'll be bold about it.
yeah,
Like I really feel like you're not there for your kids. That means you can't handle it.
right,
Like,
right,
cause no matter what, like man, I was in college, bro, and I had my girl was in college too, and she graduated. Like, bro, man, there's so many stories I could tell you, but we're not gonna get into that. But
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
just say that you gotta be strong minded to be there for your kids because this is not easy, man. You
mm-hmm.
know, it's like just like you said earlier, like you feel what did you say? You said a lot of pressure and things
Yeah,
like that. And that's exactly how I be feeling. Like you got a lot of pressure on you, but you gotta change that mindset and just be strong with it and have faith. And you gotta believe in yourself.
yes.
A lot of people don't believe in themselves.
Dude, that's powerful. And here's something that I want to put out there to my fathers listening, especially my young fathers who, and then I'm gonna ask you the golden question. All right. But all my young fathers, I really want, or all just my young men, period, who are listening to this, I want you to understand something. Malik was saying that you got to be strong-minded and you got to believe in yourself. And I want you to understand something, that what he's saying is that when you take on the responsibility and make the choice that I'm going to do this, I'm going to be in my kid's life, I'm going to be a father, I'm going to be there, I'm going to provide them with a positive experience of fatherhood. When you make that decision, like Malik said, it's going to make you stronger. It's going to teach you to believe in yourself. So don't think that I'm not strong enough, I can't do this. Don't think that I don't have enough belief in myself, I can't do this. Have it in your mind that me taking on this role is going to give me the strength that I need. I'm going to get stronger daily. I'm going to grow in my belief in myself daily. And that's where it comes from. Because like you were saying, Malik, a lot of people, they can't handle it, or they don't believe in themselves, or they're not strong-minded. And that's because they choose not to do it. So they never uncover that strength. The strength is in the process. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, I got that from you though. Like you talking just spoke that into me, and I was like, I had to put this in there, and I just, man, bro, like this.
That's real.
This was
powerful. I like that. The strength is in the process. I really like that.
Yeah, man.
You gotta trust the process. There you go. That's another, saying that like you have to trust the process. Like when you make that choice of like as soon like of you doing whatever you're doing in life, you have to be responsible you gotta accept the consequences of what comes after that.
Yes.
And there's two ways you can go about it. Either go the left way, which is the wrong way, or you go the right way, which is the strong way.
Hey, let's go. Okay.
I just came up off the dome. I did. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah.
I like it. But that's, dude, like I just love the passion, right? Like when passion meets passion, I mean, I feel like that's why I love doing these just off the top of the dome, because I love talking to passionate fathers because it's something that I'm passionate about. And regardless of how it comes out, it may not be the cleanest, it may not be without error, but there's going to be a lot of love in it. There's going to be a lot of wisdom in it. And that's what people need, especially when it comes to fatherhood, bro. So that was powerful, man. And I am absolutely gonna have to rewatch this one and take more notes because I'm running out of space on my page. Like for real, like I'm just all over the place.
No, no, you good. No. I'm learning things too, man. I can feel these questions got me thinking even more, man, about myself. And it's like I really love what you're doing.
Man, hey, I appreciate that, bro. Man, yeah. I appreciate that, man. And I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? I don't get emotional, but I will say that, like, I'm just, I don't know. I'm blessed. I have the privilege to do this. I have the privilege to meet with guys like you, you know what I'm saying, that are really, like you said, changing the narrative, especially when it comes to Black fathers. So
yes, sir.
Amen to that, bro. You ready for the golden question?
Yeah.
All right. So the golden question: if you could have any superpower, what would it be, and what would your superhero name be?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that's a hard one, but I'm gonna be real. If I could have any superpower, it would be knowledge and wisdom.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even lying to you because this generation, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's real different because you can tell somebody something that they don't agree with, and they instantly gonna, not listen what you have to say. They just be like, you don't like what I agree, and I'm moving on, which it don't work like that. You have to listen to people. You have to like try to get an understanding of others. And I wish I could give people that knowledge and wisdom and for people to listen to my words sometimes. Not just my word, just with people around, because a lot of people are just, if you're not with me, you against me type thing.
Right.
And with social media, it brings that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are hard-headed and don't want to listen. And so that's just the reality of things. But that would be that would be a superpower, man. Just spreading the love, just motivating people.
Yeah.
All I do is hustle and motivate. That's what Nipsey said. That's, Crenshaw. That's why I wear it. Because he's one of my inspirational rappers, man. Because what he talked about is like, basically, you self-made and you can do it, And it's like, I just want to give people that superpower. Go back to your question. My super name would be, you got me on that one.
I know.
Let's go with the Beast of the Middle East.
The Beast of the Middle East?
The reason I say that, because if that was my name, because I'm very, I'm all into the fitness.
Yeah.
I'm Middle Eastern, by the way. My people are from Jordan, so I'm Middle Eastern.
Okay.
And so that's why I would call my name, because that would just deal with, my fitness life. So you can say that, Beast of the Middle East.
Dude, I love that. Dude, that's, man, that was up there. You know what I mean? To think about that off the dome, like that was up there. I love the name, but especially the superpower, because just everything that you explained about knowledge and wisdom, motivating people, being self-made, like Nipsey said, like all that is
believing in yourself, man. Because a lot of people don't believe in. Sometimes they need that person to tell them, like, you can do this. You have to believe in yourself. Because that's what it took for me. Yeah. Like, I was, people not perfect. Like, I was depressed and stuff, during the pandemic, because it was just, stress,
right.
And it's like, I had a good brother of mine just tell me, like, this is not you. This is only temporarily.
Yeah.
So you have to bounce back. It's all about how you bounce back. That's where you get your real superpowers in. Then once you bounce back from that, when it happens again, you already know what to do. Like, I'm not about to do this no more. It's all in the mindset, like we said again. So I like to give people that knowledge and that power. Sometimes when I say that to people, not trying to be, hope this don't sound like shady enough, but when I say that to people, I'm really talking to myself, because I want to speak that in existence.
That's power.
So yes, it would definitely be knowledge, man, because I love motivating people and just telling them things and make them feel good. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I've been through a lot of things, and a lot of challenges in life, and I'll just go off what I experienced in life. And what works for me might work for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Amen, bro. Amen. Got me all hyped. Talking about motivating people. You got motivated. I'm ready to go work out now, bro.
Go get it, man. Go get it.
Dude, hey, look, and last thing I want to say before we close it out is you know, you talked about the power, your superpower being in that bounce back, right? Like when you bounce back, that's where you get the superpower. That's where you get the power that you need to face that obstacle again. And I just want to touch on one thing that I heard a pastor say, named Erwin McManus. He said the most spiritual thing you can do is to choose, because you have to choose to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Exactly. So I hope people listening to this, especially my young men and my young fathers out there, the most powerful thing you can do, the most spiritual thing you can do, the most rewarding thing you can do is to choose. But like you said earlier, I can't remember the words you used, but it can be a blessing and a curse, because it depends on the choice that you make. It can be spiritual, it can be rewarding, it can be powerful, or it can be all the opposite things if you make a choice, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because when you make choices in life, everybody makes choices in life. When you wake up, when you make when you think about, I forgot the science behind it, but I think it's over like 500 choices, probably more than that in a day that people think about. Yeah. So you have to go back and be like, is this choice good for me or is this not? You know, when it comes to my diet, that's when my diet comes to play. Because yeah, I want a damn pizza every other day, but it's like I tell my let me just go ahead, give me a salad, a chicken salad, man, and eat that. Let me get some baked chicken. Like, it's decisions. It's all about decisions you make, and if you make the bad decisions, I mean, unfortunately, you become weak. Mm-hmm. And that's when the devil attack you at your weakness, and the devil attack you at your strongest. But you already be strong-minded when you at top, and you're not gonna even let that bother you. You know what I'm saying? Compare if you was weak, it's just gonna keep attacking you. But when you already strong-minded, it still attack you, but you will be so strong-minded, you be like, man, I'm not gonna let that affect me. Let me just get my mind right. Usually me, let me meditate for a little bit. Let me get my mind right. Let me reset. Yeah. And that's what you do.
Man, bro. My man Malik Evans. Well, hey, I know I was blessed by this. And I'm 110, 120% sure that at least one person is going to be blessed by the words that you spoke today. And I asked you if you could have any superpower, what would it be? And you said knowledge and wisdom. But for the people that are watching this, they were like, okay, he's going to have to pick another superpower because he just displayed that superpower already. You know what I'm saying? So at least that's what I said. I'm like, yo, you said knowledge and wisdom, but you're literally displaying that. So you're going to have to say, like, you want to fly or something that you haven't done already. You know what I mean?
If I could have any superpower, it would be, I grew up on Static Shock. So I like the electricity and things like that. Okay. And so I wouldn't mind having some Static Shock powers and shocking people and stuff like that. Yeah, so, I wouldn't mind with that. So I go with some shocking.
Yeah, and I'm messing with you, bro. But that'd be cool too. You got knowledge, wisdom, and you can turn the power back on whenever it goes out in all of Texas because it's cold out here. You know what I mean?
What? It's cold out there?
No, I mean last February we lost power because it was anyway, we won't get into all that. But whenever it happens again, I'm calling you, Static Shock. Shoot, need you out here, bro. But man, bro, this was amazing for real, and I really appreciate you taking the time. And I'm excited to get this content out there for people to see and be blessed by. So, man, did you have any last words that you want to add before I close this out?
Yes, sir. For all the young men out there that are fathers.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead. I lost you for a second.
No, you're good. This is for all the young men that are fathers. My message my final message, if you can get anything out of this this video, is that believe in yourself, make positive choices, don't give up. That's I never think about that. There's no such thing as giving up. And you got to tell yourself, you got this. Just look in the mirror and you got this. There's 3 things you tell yourself when you look in the mirror. Who I was, what I am now, and what I'm going to be. Those are 3 things you tell yourself in the mirror. And to be strong. That's my final message.
Amen, bro. Well, I'm not even I'm gonna leave that for everybody to receive. And so with that, guys, as always, we really appreciate Malik being here and joining us and giving us his positive take on fatherhood. And I know that it'll impact at least one person out there. I know I've said that multiple times, but I just believe it that hard. And so, you know, all right, on to the social media stuff. Y'all can follow us on social media, on Instagram at re.fatherhood. Same thing on Facebook. And, you know, Malik mentioned us getting a podcast for this kind of stuff. And so that stuff is in the works, just to let y'all know, because it's coming soon. But yes, all right, guys. So you know how I always end it. We appreciate y'all, and as always, thank you for being here.